Kyoto.
Welcome to the Triplers channel. Join us as we set off on a once-in-a-lifetime journey around the world. Over the next 133 days, we will visit 4 continents and make 55 stops across 27 countries. Here is Kyoto, the former capital of Japan and its cultural heart. About 1.5 million people live here, yet every year, the city welcomes more than 50 million visitors, most of them Japanese. Kyoto is the center of Geiko culture, geishas, as well as maiko, their apprentices, especially in the historic district of Gion. We arrived in Kyoto by Shinkansen, the one we finally managed to catch. At the station, I felt almost the same as in Tokyo, even though Kyoto is many times smaller than Japan's current capital. In this country, even the floor tells you where to go. Colorful lines guide passengers like an invisible map. All you have to do is look down and follow the color. Since we had not eaten anything on the train, we headed first to the food court located right next to Kyoto Station, inside Kyoto Tower. Here, you can choose from a wide variety of cuisines from all over the world. Prices are very reasonable, and everyone can find something they like. We highly recommend this place if you are near Kyoto Station, especially because you can sit together, even when everyone orders from different restaurants. On our way to the hotel, we stopped for a coffee. And what you see here, that unmistakable Japanese aesthetic, is something that constantly amazes us. We decided to walk instead of taking a taxi, just to better understand how Kyoto is built and why it feels so different from Tokyo. And yes, today's capital went through the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923 and was heavily bombed during the war in 1945. That is why modern Tokyo feels more uniform, structured, and vertically built. Kyoto had a very different fate. Because of its cultural importance, it was ultimately removed from the atomic bomb target list, a decision influenced by U.S. Secretary of War Henry Stimson, who believed destroying the city would mean an irreparable loss to world heritage and future relations. Maybe that is why Kyoto feels so eclectic today. Centuries-old wooden machiya townhouses stand right next to modern buildings, and strict local regulations limit building height and flashy neon signs, so the surrounding mountains and thousands of temples remain part of the skyline. We finally arrived at DoubleTree by Hilton, Kyoto Higashiyama, where Alex, as usual, managed to secure 3 welcome cookies right away. What surprised us most was how even an international chain hotel made the effort to keep the rooms distinctly Japanese. From the low beds and minimalist design to the kimono-style pajamas and the famous heated toilet. For visitors coming to Japan for the first time, the washlet can feel like a bit of a culture shock. The seat is warm and you have buttons for washing, drying, and even privacy sounds to keep things discreet. Personally, I was happiest about the bathtub, while the boys were absolutely impressed by the huge breakfast selection. The selection was so huge that even choosing a tea felt like a challenge. But we kept rushing each other because we were on our way to Fushimi Inari Taisha, a shrine founded in the year 711 and the head sanctuary for thousands of Inari shrines across Japan. Today, it is also one of the most recognizable icons of Kyoto and the entire country, famous for its endless tunnels of vermilion torii gates. Each gate is a donation from a sponsor, and if you look closely at the back, you can find the name of the donor and the date it was placed there. Why so many gates? The shrine is dedicated to Inari, the deity of rice, trade, and business. Donating a torii gate is seen as a prayer for prosperity and success. As a big fan of Inari sushi, the name suddenly gained a whole new meaning for me. The walk to the summit can take up to 3 hours, so you might want to enjoy some Inari sushi at the base first, and then burn those calories while wandering through the endless tunnels of torii gates. On the way to our next stop, let me tell you a little about Uber in Japan. It is definitely not the cheapest option, but the cars are incredibly clean, well-maintained, and more than once, we ended up riding in Alex's favorite model, the Toyota Alphard. Japanese people are known for their perfectionism, and many feel shy speaking English unless they are completely fluent. To make things easier and less stressful, you can simply talk through a translator on your phone. It is surprisingly common here and often leads to fun conversations, interesting facts, and even a few Japanese jokes. The place we were heading to turned out to be extremely crowded, so a little warning. For me, Kyoto can feel even busier than Tokyo in that sense, so bring some extra patience. And remember, we are traveling outside of peak season. Still, the inconvenience is absolutely worth the view. Right in front of you is Arashiyama Bamboo Grove, the most famous bamboo forest in Kyoto. Tall bamboo stalks play with the sunlight and soften the sounds of the city, and walking through them feels almost magical. Plan at least 2 hours if you want to truly enjoy the area. The grove is mainly made up of moso bamboo, which can reach heights of around 20 to 30 meters. Unlike trees, bamboo does not grow thicker over time. It emerges at its full width and then simply stretches upward toward the sky. Individual stalks usually live only up to a dozen years, yet the landscape itself has been carefully maintained for centuries, so visitors can experience this unique scenery. Bamboo has long been used in Japan as a building and craft material, and culturally it represents flexibility and calmness. If you really want to feel that calm, come very early in the morning. Japan has even recognized the sound of bamboo swaying in the wind as one of the 100 soundscapes worth preserving for future generations. When it gets quiet, you can hear the gentle knocking of the stalks, a deeply soothing sound, especially without the crowds around you. Our next stop was reached in a retro Toyota, whose driver turned out to be a passionate toy collector, and he even treated us to some candies along the way. Before visiting the temple, we decided to grab a drink at Kinkaku the After Point, a small but characterful spot offering a huge selection of Japanese alcohols, as well as snacks and non-alcoholic drinks. One of the coolest ideas there was a world map covered in pins left by travelers. Our hometown Krakow was already marked, but of course we added our own pin too. We were on our way to Kinkaku-ji, the Golden Pavilion, but to buy a ticket you need cash in Japanese yen. So we stopped at a nearby 7-Eleven where you can withdraw yen from the ATM. You will find links to the cafe and the store in the description. Somehow, a few Pokemon cards and snacks also jumped into our basket. I honestly have no idea how that happened. Kinkaku-ji is one of the most recognizable and most photographed temples in Japan, located in the northern part of Kyoto. Even though it looks like a peaceful Zen temple, it was originally built as a luxurious villa for the shogun Ashikaga Yoshimitsu, and only after his death was it transformed into a temple. Visitors cannot enter the interior. The path leads only through the surrounding gardens, and the route is one way. Each floor of the pavilion represents a different architectural style: palace, samurai, and Zen. The 2 upper floors are covered in gold leaf, symbolizing the purification of negative thoughts. The pavilion stands beside the Kyokochi, the mirror pond, designed to create perfect reflections in every season. On the roof, you can see a golden phoenix, a symbol of rebirth and immortality. The gardens are spectacular. You walk along a stone path surrounded by plants, sometimes hearing small water cascades, and despite the crowds, there is a deep sense of calm. If our schedule had not been as tight as always, I would gladly have stayed here longer. For me, it is one of the most beautiful places in Kyoto. On the way, we passed by Yasaka Shrine, one of the few shrines open 24 hours a day, famous for its hundreds of illuminated lanterns bearing the names of sponsors. Finally, we reach our destination. Gion is the most iconic historic district of Kyoto, known for geisha traditions, wooden architecture, and the atmosphere of old Japan. Walking here feels like stepping back in time. The narrow wooden townhouses, called matcha, have facades protected by preservation laws, helping the district keep its authentic character. You might even spot real geisha or maiko on their way to evening appointments. So pay attention to the no photography signs you will see in some of the smaller streets. They are there to respect privacy and local culture. Even though the main streets can be very crowded, it is impossible to say you have truly visited Kyoto without taking a walk through Gion. The distinctive tower you see behind me is the Yasaka Pagoda, part of the Buddhist Hokkanji Temple, a place with over 1,400 years of history. The pagoda has been destroyed many times by fires and earthquakes, and each time it was rebuilt, which is why it became a symbol of rebirth. It is one of the most photographed landmarks of Kyoto, best seen from the streets of Sannenzaka and Minenzaka, where traditional houses create the perfect frame for Yasaka Pagoda. While exploring Gion, it is definitely worth stopping by a traditional tea house. We already had a tea ceremony planned, but first we decided to grab something to eat. This time, we chose one of our favorite conveyor belt sushi spots from the Sushiro chain. If you want to see our very first experience in this type of restaurant, check out our Tokyo video. With a bit more experience this time, we ordered quickly and had the dishes delivered straight to our table on the belt. Alex had no problems this time. After winning the little game, he received a toy, a small plastic coin bank. I am pretty sure the cheering fans from the table next to us helped. Thank you! We devoured an impressive amount of food and drinks and paid around $50, noticeably more than in Tokyo. Full and happy, we headed to our tea ceremony in Gion. We did not expect that our all-you-can-eat adventure at Sushiro would come back to haunt us while trying to squeeze into traditional Japanese kimonos. The women's version alone can have up to 15 different elements. The best idea is to choose a tea ceremony where they dress you in a kimono in the morning. That way, you can walk around Gion wearing it and return it later in the afternoon. The tea ceremony, Chanoyu, is one of the most symbolic traditions of Japan, something we had already experienced during our visit to Shimizu. Rooted in Zen philosophy, it follows four main principles: harmony, respect, purity, and tranquility. Powdered green tea, matcha, is whisked with a bamboo whisk called chasen in a bowl known as a chawan. These bowls often have small imperfections because in the wabi-sabi aesthetic, imperfection represents authenticity and the passing of time. Before drinking, the bowl is gently rotated so the decorated front faces away from you, a gesture of humility and respect. Guests usually sit on tatami mats, and traditional sweets called wagashi are served before the tea to balance the natural bitterness of matcha. After 45 minutes, relaxed by the silence and calm of the tea house, we changed out of our kimonos and headed back toward the ship. This time, the Shinkansen held no secrets for us, and like true locals, we boarded the train with confidence. Join us in the next part of our journey. This time, a lot of fun awaits in Osaka.
Repel us, like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to support us and see more quick travel reviews.